welcome back to another beautiful day. Hope everybody's doing good out there, man, chasing your goals, all that good stuff, man. It's that and the third. Subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Y'all see the topic of the video. Y'all see what we're gonna be talking about today. Not too misleading of a title. I try not to clickbait or nothing like that. I try just to keep it real, keep it honest, but I've kind of reached a standstill with the car in regards to, you know, modifications and stuff like that. So that's kind of what the title is about. But yeah, man, all my new people, salute to you. All my returning people, salute to you. I might have already said that already, but again, man, twice, you know, more the merrier, man. I just want to, you know, show my appreciation, you know, all that good stuff. But without further ado, let's just hop into it. We're just doing a little bit of a, you know, doing a little bit of cruising right now. I ain't gonna do no POV stuff. Gonna definitely have the POV camera out soon. That way I can get back to doing that POV stuff, because that seems to do good on the channel, and I know that's what kind of, you know, people like. Not really much talking, just kind of here in the car doing this thing. But yeah, at a standstill with the car, man. Had the car for, I guess it was 3 years in, man, time flies when you're having fun. I think it was 3 years in March. So we're a little over 3 years, man. Let's call it 3 1/4. And I've had a lot, man. I can't stress enough. A lot of fun in this car, man. A lot of fun, a lot of new people I met, you know, car meets, travels, cruises, all that good stuff, man. Did a lot of good things in this car. And what was such a joy was, you know, doing modifications here or there. I've kind of, and for a long time, I've kind of been at this point where, in my opinion, this car is kind of, I don't want to say perfect, because you can always do something, you know. Of course, I could put coilovers on, I could put air suspension, I could get aftermarket wheels, I could, y'all get what I'm saying. You have to always, you know, try to reach this level of, you know, satisfaction, or I guess comfortability within the vehicle. And I feel like I've reached that, man. I've done everything I wanted to do with this car without going too crazy. I consider doing coilovers, but I just love the overall ride of the vehicle. I consider doing air suspension, but let's be honest, man, I just can't. I just don't see the worth it, man. I kind of love that static kind of look. Your car is the same level, same ride height as it cruises, when it parks, all that good stuff, man. No, you know, no shade to the bag boys out there. You know, shout out to my bag brothers and sisters, but I just genuinely enjoy the static look. That's probably what I would always, you know, more or less do. If I didn't go coilovers, if I didn't go lowering springs, maybe go coilovers, but that's about it, man. LED reflectors, you know, wicker bill, roof spoiler, muffler delete, exhaust tips, few minor carbon hits. I did do the half wrap, but at the end of the day, man, I feel like other than wrapping this car, that's the only other thing I would actually want to do. And that's also a hefty price. Now y'all probably talking about, Nolan, I mean, what are you talking about? Of course, those things cost money. You know, air suspension, you're probably looking at $4,000 minimum. For a full wrap, you're probably looking at $4,000 minimum. Between two modifications right there, you're talking about $8,000, and y'all might be thinking I'm smoking crack, but at the end of the day, man, that's what those prices are nowadays, man. I know some people who spend upwards of $6,000 for the air suspension, even $4,500 for their wrap. No dig, no shade, fantastic mods, just it's not for you, boy. I don't know what it is about them. I just don't find them to be worth it. I'd rather throw $8,000 of performance mods at my car before doing something like that. Which brings me and kind of segues into my next kind of conversation. I got this, you know, y'all hear me say before, I got this vehicle when I knew I didn't want to do any modifications with it. I wanted to keep the 6.4 naturally aspirated. If I wanted to do a turbo build, I probably would have got a Mustang, or I probably would have got a 5.7. Never would have got a 5.7 Charger. Always wanted to get the 6.4. But I knew I didn't want to modify this car. The next car I get, should it have a turbo or a supercharger, if I'm blessed on that supercharger route, y'all know what I'm talking about, Hellcat vibes, Trackhawk vibes, Durango Hellcat vibes. If I'm fortunate enough, probably get a little tuned, smaller pulley, 93 off the shelf, maybe even E85. I don't know really if there's any E85 gas stations around here, but y'all get what I'm saying. I reached a standstill with this car, and the part of YouTube, I guess, the fun part is doing modifications, filming videos of those modifications, and then making videos on, you know, making videos and kind of, you know, tracking your progress, you know, here on, you know, step by step, which is awesome. And I've kind of haven't had anything really new to, you know, more or less make content on with this car. So I've been talking about topics and stuff like that, you know, where Mopar is going, then bringing the 2025 back, or the Hemi back for 2025, and the Wrangler, Mopar is overheating, you know, stuff like that. But I really just want to kind of try to find a niche or whatever that kind of really isn't talked about, and go from there. And I think a lot of times people switch up because they get bored with their vehicles. This is an extremely fun vehicle, y'all. I can't hold you. It's something that I don't think I'll really be too pressed to get rid of. But man, if those RS3 numbers or Nismo 400Z numbers worked out, I probably would be in one of those. But I think the plan is, y'all, and that kind of, this video is a two-part. How I kind of feel with the current state of the Charger, and, you know, the community. Love the community, but, you know, I kind of feel, I don't know, not that the car scene is dying in a sense, but the love for kind of Mopars is, you know, there's just a lot of, like, you know, how I would say, like, not malice, but sort of like hate, stereotype, and, you know, not that I get annoyed or bothered of it. I actually love it, man. If people don't like Mopars, that's fine, man. I love this vehicle. I know I got this vehicle because I love it, not anybody else. So we're gonna continue rocking out with this car for a long. Look at this dude on my ass, man. Right back on him. Right back on. Listen, I said this in a video before. People buy slow cars that drive fast. Other people drive fast cars that drive slow. It don't make sense, man. Every time I'm out and about, man, the mofos that are speeding are always in the one in, like, the slowest cars. And no hate to them, man. Maybe that's what they want. Cool. Hey, do your shit, boo. You know, handle what you got to do. But at the end of the day, it's the people in the slowest cars that are always speeding. I mean, always, and always riding your bumper. Maybe they got something to lose, man. Yeah, maybe they know something I don't know. But at the end of the day, I feel a lot of times YouTubers switch up because they get bored with their builds. They get bored with the modifications. They kind of want to, you know, do something else, more or less. And that's kind of the point I was at. But it's so hard to get rid of this car, y'all. It's so hard. But we about to pull up the Starbucks, get some coffee real quick. I'll get with y'all in a little bit. Peace. Alrighty, y'all, we back. we back. Man, I say this all the time. Well, maybe not in my videos, but they should really pay let y'all charge like $50 a year or some type, you know, some type shit like that. That way, y'all could just play whatever music you want in your videos and not have to worry about copyright. Shout out the title. Car Wash, if you know, you know. Hands down, one of the best. I mean, I ain't got the camera on me. One of the best touch-free washers in the area, for sure. Got the bag, secured the bag. Starbucks, sponsor your boy. Monster, sponsor your boy. You already know. Try and get this, you know, caffeine sponsor out, man. I'm sitting out here supporting y'all every day. But let's get back into the video, y'all. Again, if you made it this far, salute to you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I try not to preach that, but man, it helps. Yeah, buddy, man, it helps with the algorithm and all that engagement. Plus, I enjoy engaging with, my peoples, man, my supporters. Love having back and forth conversations and stuff like that, because I ain't a mastermind. I don't know everything. You know, I know a lot about a little bit, or a little bit about a lot. But when it comes to, you know, full-on mechanic type stuff, you know, I'm not that well versed. I do as good as I can. But, you know, hopping right back into the video, man. The want to switch up is there, and it's there because of, I feel like, you know, as a car enthusiast, we love cars, but yet we want, even as humans, man, not even as car enthusiasts, we want what we don't have, and we kind of are always looking for that next thing, that next project. That's why a lot of people go get dailies and then go in to modify their daily. Oh, I'm gonna get a daily, keep it stock. Next thing you know, it's modified. That way, to get, geez Louise, man, am I having a stroke, man? Next, you need to go get a daily for the daily. You know, shout out to Fresh Kicks. He said that, man. I started cracking up. How you gonna need a daily for the daily? But it's true. You know, it's hard to keep something stock, and that want to keep modifying it, it's an itch, man. It's like grabbing that new pair of shoes. Once you got that new pair of shoes, you want it for months and months, you get them, and then it's like, all right, what next pair am I gonna grab? So, but that's kind of just how it is with the modifications. And I'm sure if you got it like that, that's how it is with automobiles, and just in general. You know, speaking of, when you're a car enthusiast. But y'all let me know, man, what modifications would y'all want to see? What is there to do with these vehicles that I have not done? I never wanted to get a side splitter. I never wanted to get a front lip. The lowering springs have this car sitting just perfectly, where I still sometimes scrape underneath, so I'm not ripping my, you know, carbon front lip off. I'm not buying a carbon front lip or splitters just to rip them off. I guess that's a plus of having bags, but man, if I'm throwing $4,000 at this car, man, I'm doing a downpipe tune, full exhaust, all that good stuff. You know, obviously you don't get a downpipe for these damn cars, but you get what I'm saying, man. That's a lot of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la for something aesthetic that people don't even know you have until you're parked out, you're aired out. So yeah, that's kind of what I mean about that. I mean, shout out, listen. If someone want to buy me bags, that's fine. But I ain't want to take handouts, and I just love lowering springs. I love that. I love what that does to the car. And I just love the aesthetic of that. Hiding the wheel gap, I think, should be every person's, you know, one of their goals. And yeah, we might have to make that real quick. Again, on my last video, I'm always making lights. Hearing that V8 scream, man, there's nothing like it, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some V6s out there that sound fantastic. GTR motor, obviously you got the B58, you know, the Supras, M3, M240s, they sound fantastic. Even the C43s, man, the inline 6 turbos, they sound good. It's just not a V8. And I often have these conversations with other people. You get up into the V10 and V12s, they sound fantastic too, but nothing reminds me of America, red, white, and blue, bald eagles screaming, you know, pride, man, American heritage, you know, American muscle. Nothing speaks that, you know, in volume as large as, you know, the V8 does. So, you know, last of the V8s, man, this is definitely a dying breed. And if you have a manual V8, you are a dime a dozen. So definitely keep it. But yeah, is there any modifications y'all would, you know, want to see, advise? I think I've had a handful of modifications. I probably put anywhere from, I think I did the math with labor included, I think maybe like $300 to $3,500 worth of stuff to this car. I mean, that was, you know, the wrap, the lowering spring. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that I had done with the car that obviously involved some labor. Wheels and tires, that, you know, when I had the wide body set up, I mean, the wheels and tires are $2,300 alone. So I didn't do nothing too crazy, but y'all can see how that starts piling up and everything. But yeah, man, that's gonna conclude this video. You know, I always say I don't try to blabble and stuff like that, but I just want to make a video kind of talking about why I feel people may be, you know, quick to switch up on their vehicles, quick to kind of, you know, try different routes with YouTube. And I'd be hesitant because I guess the fan base that you know, I hate to call it a fan base because I hate to say I have fans. I just have people who enjoy the same stuff that I do, supporters, if you will. But other car enthusiasts, man, I don't like looking at the subscribers as fans, man, because that's a little weird if you ask me. It's just people who generally enjoy Mopar and the content I create, that, you know, want to watch the videos I make. So again, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all why I do it. And you know why I keep trying to be consistent as possible. Sorry I had lost my camera for like 4 or 5 days. Let's not talk about that, but camera was lost. I found it, so here we are. I don't think the Charger's really going anywhere. I think if I do make any moves, this vehicle will be paid off, and that way I can actually make moves or just get a sidecar, project car, as I've always wanted to. Who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe RS3 coming soon. You know, who knows? I might have to wait a year for them suckers to depreciate. If you know. Ambulance is behind, so we gonna do what we gotta do. We gonna get over, that way he can get through. Do it very, very, very prematurely. At the end of the day, man, that's somebody's, you know, well-being at stake.